But that company, HRK Holdings, already filed for bankruptcy after another spill back in 2011. So really, will they have to pay this time? Craig Patrick is here now with a look at the current owners, the previous owners, and the site's troubled history. Craig?
Well, there certainly is a troubled history, and we've seen a pattern, and it can give us an idea of what to expect in the months and years ahead with this. Keep in mind, this is a site that has leaked and spilled and wreaked havoc on our environment now for decades. The original owner, which built it in 1966, released waste into Bishop Harbor, for example. Then you had a revolving door of owners after that, heading into the next round of leaks, or rounds of leaks, in the 1980s and 90s. The Piney Point site had a sulfate leak and evacuation in 1989 and 2 chemical leaks in 1991. Then it changed hands again, and the next owner, Mulberry, filed for bankruptcy and abandoned the site in 2001. It left these contaminated ponds sitting on top of mounds of radioactive material for the state to manage. The state then discharged millions of gallons of polluted water in 2001 near the bay and 2003 into the Gulf. Then the current owner, HRK Holdings, bought the property in 2006. It agreed to manage the waste while converting the land around the mounds of waste into an industrial park. The registered rep of HRK is a hedge fund manager who markets the Piney Point site as Eastport. HRK, under the Eastport brand, makes money by leasing land at the site to government and other companies. And records show HRK identified weaknesses in the plastic liners that hold this polluted water in place last year. Last week, a representative of HRK, Jeff Barrett, apologized to the Manatee County Commission for the leak.
There will likely be impacts in Tampa Bay. This is very unfortunate, and I am very sorry.
State and county officials say they will hold HRK responsible for the release of this polluted water that's pouring into the bay now.
And we will hold HRK accountable.
You know, of course, they're still holding the company, HRK LLC, accountable.
But that may not be easy or practical. HRK had a previous spill on this site in 2011. And after the mounting cost of cleanup, it sold some of the land and filed for bankruptcy protection in 2012. And state leaders are now pinning the potential cost of this cleanup of upwards of $200 million. And that's what state lawmakers, at least in the Senate, now plan to add into the state budget in order to cover the cost of what they're framing as a full and total restoration and cleanup of the site. Upwards of $200 million. If approved, that would come from the American Rescue Act that President Biden signed into law. There is an impetus for this in the Senate, support from the Senate president. That will come up for an amendment vote tomorrow. The next move will be in the House, in which point we will see to what extent the legislature fully moves in that direction.
So in the immediate future, it's the taxpayers will be funding this cleanup, it sounds like. Craig, how is HRK responding to this? We heard from the gentleman there at the meeting last week, but what is their forward-looking plan, if they have one? Are they providing a remedy?
They're providing a short-term remedy of trying to stave off the broader collapse, which they think they're, of course, in the process of doing. In reaching out to HRK, you have 2 phone numbers. One of them is disconnected, and the other one leads to a line stating that the voicemail is full and cannot receive any further messages. So they're challenging to get in touch with, but what Barrett said, in addition to saying that he is sorry, is that they're also working around the clock, taking it minute by minute, hour by hour, to get past the immediate crisis at hand.
Okay, we will see it. Hopefully the crisis, as officials said earlier today, we're past the point of this becoming a full breach, and things are under control now for the people who live around that troubled property in Manatee County. Thank you, Craig.